getting the impression Doctor Strange... Something tells me you don't have a favorite movie. Well, we can start you out with one of my favorites. Are you lost? I know this entire situation's gotta suck for you. Not just the whole resurrected, chosen one thing. I get why facing Lilith won't be easy. I was 15 when I found out my mother was capital E evil.
Sorry to hear you went through that.
It was bad, but I learned to deal with it. It's the only way forward, right? Look, I'm glad my mother is gone, but yeah, at times I just want to hear her voice again. Some days I'd give anything to make that happen. Makes me hate her even more.
I did not realize you carried such pain.
I just learned to bury it. You think I can afford a therapist on a superhero salary? I'm kidding. We don't get paid for this. Enough about our crappy parents. You missed out on decades of good movies. It's my solemn duty to fill this knowledge gap with the best examples I can provide. So, the first thing you need to know, the glowing briefcase is a metaphor. Can we do it again? So, what did you think of the movie?
I understood more than I should.
How? You've been dead for 3 centuries.
I'm not so sure I was dead. Not exactly. I recall a deep slumber, not the void. I dreamt.
Of what?
Of everything. Much of this world is familiar to me. I know it from my dreams.
That's not creepy at all. So, do you know everything?
No, think of it like this. I know what a car is, but I have no idea how to drive.
You're up to date, but not omniscient. Then I'm guessing you don't know much about me.
Just what you shared earlier.
You're always free to ask. Like, what's the staff of one? Or who were the runaways?
I had some questions about your old team.
The runaways? Sure thing.
Were you all heroes who banded together?
No, we were normal kids. We saw each other once a year when our parents got together to reminisce. And then we found out 2 very disturbing things. First, our parents were supervillains who sacrificed children to evil gods. Second, each of us had some sort of powerful birthright. Our parents wanted us to follow in their footsteps.
What did you do?
We ran, but eventually we realized only the 6 of us could stop our parents and their dark gods, so we faced them and stopped them from destroying reality as we know it. You know, typical kid stuff.
Who was on the team?
At first,
Where? Can you tell me how the staff... What about the...
I'm glad to see you're using your free time productively. These grounds haven't changed in hundreds of years, and yet they always seem different to my tired eye.
Curious. Interesting. Intriguing.
Lilith is no less aggressive now than she was 300 years ago. If anything, she's become even more brazen with age. Hopefully, it's just desperation on... Looks like you're finding your way around. Maybe making some new friends.
I was planning on getting some rest, but...
Things are moving at a frantic pace. For all we know, I'll be landing a jet on the roof with Mr. Stark this afternoon. Not quite like it was in the good old days.
I remember many sleepless nights and blood-soaked days, always on the hunt.
I'll give you that. But there were times back then I wouldn't trade for anything. With both you and...
Agatha? Where is Agatha?
I am sorry. I should have had this talk with you much sooner. But you should know... Agatha... She's no longer with us.
What? That is impossible. She was so...
Fierce, indomitable, or maybe just kind to a fault.
The loss could not have been easy. Agatha was killed.
Yeah, so I did what needed to be done. I know the others still harbor.
Was one...
I thought you could not.
Agatha?
You always did have the most remarkable eyes, Hunter. Just like your mother's. Maybe that's why you're the first.
The first?
To commune with the spirits, of course.
Is this a trick of some kind? Because I am not amused.
No, it's no trick, dear. You're just the first to see me. By now you've heard I had a bit of trouble with my corporeal body. I actually find it quite liberating.
You are dead.
Always straight to the heart of things. That's my hunt.
You seem strangely at ease about this whole thing.
After 1,000 years of living.
And what have you been doing all this time?
Meet me by the cave just over there. You know the one. I think we can safely lift the veil on a few more.
What is it, Charlie? Find something? Fascinating.
Ominous-looking portal is known as a blood gate, and you're the only one among us who can pass through it.
Bloodgate? Caretaker's handiwork?
Yes, Sarah got a little overprotective after the accident with Wanda. It's become something of a habit for her.
I have noticed that.
What lies beyond is meant for you as much as it ever was for her. Assuming you're up to the challenge, that is.
You know I am.
I do. But it's always polite to ask.
Ominous indeed.
portal awaits. Is it? There was a time when the blood stood within these celestial halls to prove their worth. This particular arena belongs to a goddess who often favored Sarah, Ashtor.
Sarah, caretaker, was here?
Nothing ever comes easy, dear. The Elder Gods felt their descendants needed to earn their blessings, which is why they created these trials to begin with.
Trials? I should have known.
This entire realm exists for that purpose. Trial by combat, with no chance of outside interference.
And this is my challenge.
Yes, but I may have found a loophole they never considered. Why don't you try summoning your four-legged friend?
Charlie?
The old gods are responsible for a great many creations, including your faithful companion. I think even they tend to forget that. Good luck, dear. As the goddess of balance and order, Ashtor was sometimes called the giver of justice. You can expect a fair fight, or at least her idea of one.
Some for the rest of us. You were too weak for this fight. Mother abandons you. I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. How many times is that?
Compared to our girl, these hellhounds are nothing but mindless beasts. Don't hesitate to strike. They certainly won't.
I am impressed. Your time has come. Feel my call. Once again, Lilith's servants fall.
Good girl, Charlie. Oh, and you too, Hunter. You finished this trial, but don't worry. The other gods are waiting. to be wary of this place. But it's your birthright, and I think after everything you've been through, you can handle it now. The two of you, as well as your mother, are the last of your kind. Your lineage follows an unbroken line to the old gods themselves. And if you call upon them, you might just find they won't work miracles for you. Why don't you ask the goddess Ashtur for her aid in
She believes in our purpose. She does not see it happening.
After all this time, it's still just as beautiful as the first time I laid eyes on it. It's hard to believe Lilith and Caretaker brought this place all the way from... Of course, it was no coincidence that they wound up so close to Salem. This area is particularly attuned to the forces of magic. And why are... And now I'm rambling on like an old... Why don't you come see me in the library tomorrow night? Oh, and... let's keep this just between the two of us for now. I'm afraid Sarah... Good night, Hunter.
Is this thing on? Hunter, please come to the forge at your earliest convenience. Again, that's Hunter to the forge. Thank you. Strange out.
Noble Ashtur guides my hand. Blessings of the goddess. There are cracks in this wall. The goddess disagrees. It is one of the elemental rods. This looks like a fairy ring. Interesting. Intriguing. Ah, I see. Curious.
How's it going?
See, Hunter, you're so much more than a weapon. You're fun. We still have so many more movies to show you, like 70s grindhouse flicks.
Hunter, just in time. His royal weirdness and I were deciding what to do with that nasty little Hydra gift box you found.
Ah, yes. The spooky crate.
The very one. Though it is far from any mere container, I assure you. I am detecting powerful emanations from inside. If this is a sign of what Hydra is after, I fear we are all in grave danger.
My offer still stands. I could fly the thing up and nuke it in orbit. Only way to be sure.
Or we could open it, Tony, and perhaps use the mystical energies I sense inside to our advantage.
Yeah, I heard a "we" in there. Green goopy gamma serums are one thing. I'm not opening boxes full of mummy curses.
You don't have to. Hunter, if you'll allow me.
Your second funeral, boss.
Whatever artifact is inside, it's better off in our hands. If Hydra is now working to acquire mystical antiquities, then our situation is very dire indeed. We need to find a way to gain the upper hand.
And you think you can do it with whatever is in the container?
Tony has one of the greatest scientific minds that I've ever seen. I, of course, have an unparalleled understanding of the mystic arts. I have no doubt that we can find a way to research whatever we find in there and have it work in our favor. I just wonder what it could be.
I hope the two of you create something powerful. I want to stop Lilith quickly and decisively.
As I said, I'm sure it can help us. I just need to convince Tony to set his ego aside. His discomfort with the esoteric nature of the arcane might be a problem.
But Tony's eccentricities aside, I know you can make this work.
Right now, with the sanctum out of my reach, I'm fighting with one hand tied behind my back. Metaphorically, that is. If I can find items to research, I can give the Midnight Suns every possible advantage over Lilith and her disciples.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Me too, Hunter. Now, all this talk is going nowhere unless we can get this container open and study what's inside. Approach the anvil, Hunter. We do not have time to spare. Please tell me it's not another amulet.
How's it going, boss? Let's see what we've got here. Take your pick, Hunter. Big Tony's Forge of Mystery. We never close.
How may the Sorcerer Supreme assist you? By the hoary hosts of Hoggoth, I can hardly believe it.
What? Is it worse than you expected?
No, it's totally unexpected. It's the Eternity Dagger. This was in a place of honor in my bedchamber in the Sanctum for years. The Sanctum Sanctorum is no common domicile to be burglared. These barbarians have no idea what they possessed.
Or perhaps they did. Maybe these artifacts are exactly what Faustus and my mother were after to begin with.
A distressing thought. If they had my dagger, then who knows what others of my priceless possessions have passed through their greedy fingers. The cube of nothingness. The tear of Profia, and most worrisome of all.
Your toothbrush? You, had a little coffee thing going on this morning with your breath?
Oh, Tony.
Sorry. Doc's right, Hunter. I drank 3 glasses of holy water just to walk through the Sanctum's front door. Place is like a doomsday vault for all sorts of supernatural nastiness. We need to put a lid on this mess. Pronto.
I believe Carol is already working on it.
At last. Now that this artifact has been returned to its proper owner, we shall see if we can make use of the mystic forces contained within. One sorcerer's trash is another's treasure. I'll let you be the judge on this one. The mystic arts
Hey Hunter, got a sec to spare?
No demons to report here, boss. Caretaker isn't big on the idea of hardwiring this place to an arc reactor, as far as I can.
You've been here more in the past few days than I have. The forge is speaking of...
You are bonded with the spirit of vengeance?
Damn, you're good. How could you tell?
You are not the...
Oh, man. Sometimes when I have
Sparky?
That's what I call my spirit of vengeance. His real name is some... Oh.
It would be my honor to spar...
Okay.
I will head to the yard. When you and Sparky trade...
He's the guy...
Why, hello, Hunter. Regardless of what Mr. Stark thinks, the mirror table was guiding our hand reliably for centuries before the advent of computing.
Hunter, ready to get your burn on? I'm talking training with Ghost Rider. Like playing with fire, huh? Ready to work? I think we've got something for everyone. Hellfire Forge is the strongest steel.
Hunter, report to the war room. We've got a mission.
Later. Got a minute, Hunter? Crazy world you woke up to, Hunter. Hydra running around causing trouble, apocalypse prophecies, the Bronx.
It is indeed, Day.
And that op against Faustus.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, she is. Smart.
And do you find all of your...
Yes. No. Wait.
You are not...
I have
My... Of...
Yeah. Not bad, Hunter. Guess I owe Nico a little money. I thought the Ghost Rider would be tougher.
Always.
You called for me, Captain?
Keep telling ya, Carol works too, but yeah, I did. Now that Tony got a lead on some
Then let us get going.
My thoughts exactly.
Lost?
Well...
Then I shall...
Not much.
Thanks, Captain.
Looks like you're off to a good start.
If you've come to ask me where magic is, the answer is, I don't know. She doesn't talk to me very much anymore. She blames me for Wanda. I fear if she doesn't let her go, it will cost us all. Go find her and talk some sense into her, will you? We don't have much time.
Nico.
First we crawl, then we stumble.
This room belonged to the Scarlet Witch, did it not?
Wanda, it belongs. Let me get. Well, nothing in. She would never let.
no...
And I know what she's... I can... Okay. Goodbye.
That looks good.
Fine, speak.
Good day, Hunter.
I take it you found our gatekeeper. Then let me explain what's going on. When Hydra isn't preoccupied, it's... Why don't... I did the math. It would actually be faster for me to fly.
So what is stopping you?
Shockwave would shatter most of the glass in my approach path.